Hey analog aficionados, this is Matt with Flagstaff Camera, and today we're going to talk about one of the reasons that your film may be coming back blank. Let's jump in. There are a number of reasons why your film may be coming back blank from your lab. One of the easiest ways to figure out where that's coming from and what's happening is to check your negatives. You are getting your negatives back from your lab, right? If you're not getting negatives back, you should consider switching labs. One of the ways to figure out what's going wrong with your negatives is to look at your negatives. So here I've got a roll that came back blank. Big sad. So here we've got what's called the leader, right? And you can tell that this film was exposed to light because it's black. And then everything after the leader, all the way through the rest of the roll, is blank. So big sad, the roll is blank, but I can already tell exactly what happened to this roll. Because the leader was exposed to the light, and the rest of the film was not exposed to light, I can tell that it was never pulled through the camera. I can also tell that the lab didn't ruin my film, and it's not their fault, because the leader has been developed correctly, and all of the frame numbers and the type of film that's on here, that's written on here by the manufacturers, you can see all that. And that stuff all comes out in developing. So we know that it's not the lab's fault, and we know that some part of the film was exposed to light. So now we're going to figure out exactly how to make sure this never happens again. Okay, to make sure that you never, ever, ever get a blank roll of film back from the lab again, we're going to walk through a couple of simple steps in loading the camera. On most film cameras, you have a couple of key things here. We have the film advance, or sometimes an auto advance, shutter button, and very crucially, a rewind knob. This rewinder, right, is how you rewind your film when you're done shooting it. But it's also going to be the key to figuring out whether or not your film is advancing through the camera. So to make sure this film doesn't turn out blank, we're going to kind of load it together, go through the process. So the first thing I'm going to do is load the camera like normal. I'm going to pop open the back and get my film ready to load up. Stick your cassette in, pull your leader across, or if you're the kind of person, you can stick your leader in and then pull the cassette across. But here we go. I'm going to make sure that this leader gets into the little tooth on the inside of this camera. Now, that's where I would usually stop. If I'm concerned, for whatever reason, that I didn't actually load the film, sometimes I'll give it one extra wind, just so that I can see that it's definitely caught, right? So good. I know that my film is caught, everything's ready, I'm ready to go take pictures. Here's the pro tip. Once you've loaded your film, and you're reasonably sure that you got your film loaded right, what we're going to do is we're going to push our rewinder back down to where it belongs, and winding in the direction of the arrow indicated, I'm just going to wind until I feel tension. I'm not going to bust my gut on it. I'm not going to go crazy. Just wind until you feel a little resistance. Like right there, that's where I feel resistance. Great. So just wind and shoot and wind. And as I wind, every time I wind, the rewind knob will actually rotate, indicating that film is being pulled from this side of the camera across the middle where it belongs into the take-up spot. So wind, shoot, wind, shoot, wind, shoot. That means 100% of the time I know I'm shooting film. That's it. That's the video. That's the pro tip. If you have any tips that you recommend people, get into, or any tricks you'd like us to talk about, or just anything analog or photography related, just drop us a comment in the comment section below, and see you in the next one.